what you're saying. Nani? Get out my business, okay?
All right. Yeah, let the blood pressure drop a little bit. Get your toes in order. Get yourself situated. We're back. Focus up. Hey, my name is Heero. That's Eric. We're the amalgamation of the Identity Booth. And while we're constantly trying to figure out what, the oblivion concept is, we come here to you today to talk about financial literacy. Today's our Friday, so we're talking about money. And as always, we like to do a quick review of how the market went for the week. This is our financial literacy segment. Eric, how you doing, man? You got gear. You got gear,
bro. Look at, hold on. Check the swag. You see your boy?
Swag.
And I'm blinging and I'm shining on them.
Let me get my chain. I feel like let me get my chain. Hold on, let me get my chain.
Hey, a little bit of gold in a pager, man. For all y'all old school hip hop heads, y'all young kids probably like, what are these old dudes talking about? Swag.
We on it.
See, we can't even use the word swag anymore, bro. Like this.
Eric, what we talking about today while I get my headphones on and get my hair out of my face?
Listen, we are talking about money. Money. We do this every Friday, like Heero said. And the great thing about doing this is that today we have young people on who are watching the stream like, oh, these guys talking about money, how you can make some money in the stock market and the commodities market. That's what Heero and I spend a lot of time doing. So Heero's got some good news for y'all. If y'all don't know or y'all haven't heard about what Dogecoin is, it is a cryptocurrency. And the Doge father himself will be on Saturday Night Live, which I just found out from Heero because I don't watch SNL. I just watch the clips with Keenan. So I'm excited about what's going to happen. I think this is going to go up. Heero did very, very well. Don't know if he has his headphones on yet because I can't see him.
I'm back.
Oh, sweet.
I'm back. So
he's back and full of it.
The thing that we want to talk about in this first segment of the show is, all right, we established some rules last week, right? We established some significant rules for what it means to be financially invested in cryptocurrency. Once again, cryptocurrency is just this. It's the thing that's in the palm of my hand. It's a figment of your imagination, just like with all currency. But the thing that gives currency value is either FOMO or social norms. It's social norms that experience what makes a dollar valuable to you. It's the reason why you're able to bargain with certain things. Like, for example, back in the old day, a lot of people don't know about this, right? We're talking about chips, right? How many chips do you get for $1 if they each 25 cents? Hey, that's 4. But nowadays, the value of chips have gone up, or the value of a dollar has gone down. So you can use that to discrepant. But cryptocurrency just gives someone else the ability to create a currency that is exchangeable, and that's super important. But what we've come to find out today, especially of all days, is that Dogecoin has exploded on itself, right? And
it did. And
the thing that's super scary about that is now that this thing is starting to pick up value, let's switch up our screen so we can see what we're talking about. Now let's go to stocks, and then let's go to tabs. We'll talk about that later. Let's take this one. So we have the earnings report real quick, but before we go to earnings report, let's just look up Doge real quick in the market and see what the world has to say about itself, right? So I want to see. No, I want like Google Finance or something like that. Yeah, Yahoo Finance. Down here, if you have to scroll past the first page of Google, the answer isn't. No one knows the answer. So Dogecoin is currently 70 cents right now. And once again, Eric, the rule I said for Dogecoin, there's 3 rules you need to answer yes to before you invest in Dogecoin. 1, do you believe it's going to go to $1? If the answer is yes, invest right now. You have 30 cents to gain on the profit. Do you believe memes are supposed to be funny? If the answer to that question is also yes, then by all means invest and have a good time. But this is probably going to be the most critical and most important one. Do you understand that once it hits $1, this is over? This isn't a long-term thing. This is a joke. If this is something, if you understand and comprehend all these things, by all means, go do it. Once again, me and Eric still aren't giving you financial advice. But I woke up today because I've been asleep all day because we're doing a 24-hour live stream. I went to sleep today and I literally woke up to a significant surprise that this is a. Keep in mind, I'm a person who invested in Dogecoin back when it was 24 cents. If you invested in Dogecoin in January, $1,000, you would literally be able to buy 7 different Teslas. You could buy a different Tesla for every day of the week. What's my point here? My point here is volatility matters. And the stock market being good isn't a reflection of the numbers or the economy or everything else being good, because the job numbers came out this week. And in April, we noticed a significant slide, and a lot of people seem to be thoroughly confused by that. But this isn't a hard concept for us to understand, right, Eric? Because truth be told, yes, people are and the Dow, the index, and everything is still doing fine. Like they're above numbers. I think they had a 32 point climb, which is significant, and I'm only 4.8% above the national average. So it's a significant input. Oh, shout out to Apple for the awesome dividend payout. We'll talk about that later. But something that a lot of people have managed to be is like mystified by is, why is our numbers going up in the sense of manufacturing, exporting, and all these other things, but our job numbers aren't climbing at the same rate? Well, you got to remember, during the pandemic, a lot of things didn't close down because they didn't have to. They found ways around it. Yeah. Things stayed open, and people adapted. That's what we're good at. If we're good at anything as a group of people, we're going to be good at adaptation, right? So we were able to adapt to these situations. But another thing that was it kept everyone in a scramble was the big concern was, will people go back to work? And this is a relative question. Will people go back to work if you're making more money to stay at home? Now, I think that some people can use this as a scare tactic, Eric, but for the logical group of people that understand how the world really works, you understand that certain people will not fall victim to this because of two specific reasons in my eyes. One, that money is going to run out. That PPP funding will run out. That Rescues Care Act will run out. And then two, if you're running whatever organization, entity, and your entity is dependent on manual labor that you pay at the bare minimum, it begs the question: does your business model fit the picture of what you're trying to sell? Like that's just a business question. Like, if you need these people so badly that you can't make money without them, maybe you should pay them more than minimum wage. I'm just saying. But if you want to fight that, if you want to fight against that grain, well, then you run into what we're seeing right now in April, which is a lot of like mom and pop shops, not necessarily just them, but a lot of like these big industries that use ground labor are not having people return. But we have stories out of New Jersey, stories out of Colorado, and we also had a story, I believe, out of Las Vegas, where all they did was double it from 7 to 14, and they had mountains of applications to go through. So just from your perspective, Eric, what do you feel is going to be the move here to get our numbers back up?
Oh, boy. I think there's a lot of political games that have to be played. I don't know where Biden is, but he's going to have to damage some relationships. He's going to have to use some political capital to ensure that I'm not talking about part-time jobs. We're talking about full-time jobs. Now, I know there's some older people, some younger people on the stream, but we are showing you guys what the market says. We don't trust what any politician says. We just look at the chart because this is the money. The money can't lie. Numbers don't lie. And for all the young people watching, learning how to read a price chart is the difference between being comfortable and being wealthy. Just being perfectly honest. You can go to college if you so choose. I would greatly encourage you to do so. Heero would also greatly encourage that. Maybe you get a skill or a trade. We definitely encourage that as well. But if you're still trying to figure out what to do, this is a good place to start while you're deciding on where you're going to school. So you got to think about these things. The way the world works is you need a job. You get hired for a job based on your current skills. And this is what we fall into. The pandemic has made it to where these companies have had time to sit back and regroup and figure out what they do and don't need. And the thing that usually falls first is human capital. They figure out, hey, we can change the pay rate to $14 an hour instead of $7. We'll get double the applicants. Maybe we'll hire the X amount of people on full time. We'll hire some on part time, and more. You're gonna see more of these companies keep people's hours under full time, so they have to pay benefits, and they still get the break from the government for employing X amount of people. So they don't have to pay these loans back. This is all a little shell game, so people can weasel their way out of doing what's best. So that's in my opinion, but the chart here is very, very clear about what we should and shouldn't do.
No, and I think the thing when it all comes like full circle is, what is it going to cost your company to go back into the workforce? Like, that is ultimately what is it going to take. That's the question you have to answer as a business owner. That's the question you have to answer as a consumer, because we know that the minds of people when they're buying stuff, there's a conscious social construct about that now. Like, a lot of people were livid about Walmart taking away that extra bonus that they were giving their frontline workers 3 months into the pandemic. Rightfully so, because once again, the pandemic didn't end in 3 months for those people. So why were they robbed of that opportunity? Vice versa, did Walmart really struggle? These are part of the big five that made leaps and bounds in front of the ways of that. So it comes down to representation in the sense of, what is America like? We've seen ourselves in recessions in the past, right? And every economic mind has always said this about the past: if we had invested more upfront back then, we would have recovered sooner. I'm a believer in that idea. I think that that's something that we do. We have, if America has anything, we have the money for it. We got that. We're recovering from the pandemic. We're starting to extend our hands out to help other people. I think it's a good thing for us to start moving towards in the right direction. I don't know, Eric, what do you think?
Yeah, moving in the right direction, but there's some things that need to happen. So I know we're gonna eventually get to the charts, but I want to kind of be able to use the charts as a background to strengthen what we're talking about right now.
So you want to pull
Yeah, I'm already up on. Okay. I actually have Dogecoin already pulled up.
All right.
So you let me know whenever it's.
Let me go ahead and switch up for you. But anyway, this has been the first segment about the job numbers. This is just our little thing. We're currently in the middle of a live stream, and if you want to donate to that live stream, all that information will be in the description below. Let me put that right now in the description below, right? Like, let me make sure I have it.
Drop that link.
Drop it in there for you. So if you want to get some of the swag, the shirt, the bling, this is extremely tight on my neck. Big neck problems.
Yeah, you do have
big
thick neck.
Thick neck problems. Let me put this in here. So we got the run. So if you want the merch, you could get it there. If you want to donate to the stream, you could do it there. And if you want to find us, you can find us here. All that will be in the description below. But this has been the Identity Booth. This has been our money segment. Let us know what you think about the numbers. Do you think some of our ideas are asinine? Tell us about it. Like, share, and subscribe. You guys take care of yourself.
But it's so hard to find through the daily grind. Been working overtime, and I'm sleep deprived. Shorty on my line, and we fuss and fight. Seems like every night. Don't care who's wrong or right. I hope the end is sight. Slow it down, and we can catch the vibes.